Started. Okay. In ophthalmology practice, optic neuritis is not something that we come across every day, and its clinical, and its clinical course and management is furthermore complicated when there is an ongoing pregnancy. Good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Sanjana Jaiswal, second year resident from Medicity Institute of Medical Sciences, Hyderabad, and I'm here to present a case of this 33-year-old female who was 33 weeks pregnant and had presented with diminution of vision in right eye, which was sudden and also painful. Her past history was not significant. On general examination was also within normal limits. And on ocular examination, she gave a visual acuity of right eye 6/36, left eye 6/6, ocular movements full and free, however painful in the right eye. Also, patient could appreciate red color desaturation from her right eye. Anterior segment examination of both the eyes was within normal limits, except for the relative afferent pupillary defect noted in the right eye. And this is the fundus examination of right and left eye, which showed no abnormality. Disc also appeared healthy. After which a differential diagnosis of optic neuritis of unknown etiology was thought, and patient was advised an MRI scan. In our MRI scan in image A and D, we see the presence of Onodi cell near the right eye orbital apex. And in the image B, we see the proximity of the Onodi cell to the optic nerve. Image C here shows the increase in the thickening of the optic nerve, which is indicative of optic neuritis. Presuming it to be a non-infective condition, patient was started on IV methylprednisolone followed by oral corticosteroids. And on reassessment, not only her vision in the right eye deteriorated by 2 lines, also her right eye moved down and out. And on further hunt for the diagnosis, and with view of the progression of condition with IV methylprednisolone, infective cause was considered and ENT opinion was taken so that her Onodi cell could get explored. And after which the patient underwent endoscopic sinus surgery to get her Onodi cell drained, and intraoperative pus was found from the Onodi cell. Post-operatively, patient was symptom-free, had no ophthalmic complaints, and on 3-month post-op, her right eye vision improved to 6/24, also with the correction of ocular deviation. Meanwhile, the patient underwent healthy delivery and a diagnosis of Onodi cell abscess, which initially presented as optic neuritis and later on led to orbital apex syndrome was made. My take-home message would start with the idea of what Onodi cell is. It is an anatomic variation of the ethmoid air cell, and its incidence ranges from 8 to 30%. And the clinical significance is that it is very close to the optic nerve. So any pathology in the Onodi cell invariably will involve the optic nerve in most of the cases, and might lead to optic neuritis. And simple clinical signs like relative apparent pupillary defect should be a satisfactory point of a further investigation so that the case can be promptly managed to prevent permanent loss of vision. Thank you.
So do you say that if there is an RAPD, you would always go for an MRI?
We have to take the history also into account, and if it is presenting as a typical optic neuritis, then...
Normally, I mean, Dr. Ann, if you can give some idea about whether do you always do a MRI for an optic neuritis sort of a picture, or maybe an RAPD picture?
We have to do an MRI for an optic neuritis. And one thing I wanted to ask you, why did you start straight away IVMP without ruling out an infectious etiology?
No, ma'am. In the slides I have put, the patient was advised basic like CBP and C-reactive protein, which was within normal limits. So it was considered as non-infective, and then we gave IV methylprednisolone. But the patient...
Later on, when it got progressed, you started investigating more. I mean, when the other neurological deficit you came to...
Yes, ma'am. Actually, the patient was pregnant, so maybe there was a latent infection which flared up with IV methylprednisolone. As pregnancy is immunocompromised state, we thought that that could be the reason of flaring up of infection with IV methylprednisolone. But at the time of presentation, her basic investigation showed no signs of infection. Also, clinically, she was not feverish.
How long patient was on systemic steroids?
3 days followed by oral corticosteroids. 65.
Did you take an initial neurological consult at the first presentation?
Sorry, ma'am?
Did you ask the patient for a neurological consult or referral at the first examination itself?
No, the patient had come after being referred from 2 to 3 places, and on examination, like my sir had picked up RAPD, and then we advised an MRI scan. It wasn't referred to a neurologist. Thank you.